It's showtime at Homestead, Miami.
Andre Baranowskis at the line, steals it in the Indy 250.
Line into the back, in trouble, and they go. Gordon's in the wall, jumps right around.
Side by side on the final lap, coming to the checkered flag.
Steve Morgan, the last lap pass, and the victory in Las Vegas.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
Just watch me now. Just watch me now. I got something for you, a little more for you. You won't believe your eyes. Just watch me now. Just watch me now. I got something for you, a little more for you. You won't believe your eyes. Just watch me now. Just watch me now. Just watch me now. Just watch me now.
After a 90-minute qualifying session for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, it is now time for the New Era Cup Series to have their first unofficial race of 2020. It's their preseason tradition of the AT&T Clash from Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida. 22 drivers in one race. That's right, not two races anymore. The first time ever in the Clash. It is just one straight-up race, 20 laps to determine who will have a lot of momentum heading into the Daytona 500. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Marty Sakala, joined alongside by Napa Fan for the first New Era Cup Series race unofficially for 2020. Napa, it's good to be back with you once again for what is known as the biggest Speedweeks in NASCAR racing 2003 season.
Hey, I know that's what you say, but it's going to be a great weekend. We've already had a great weekend so far of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Once again, a huge congratulations to Matt Delio for winning our version of the Clash, Melio Smooth Fest last night. And congratulations to Gatlin Downey for winning the Daytona 500 pole over in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. But our focus is right here, right now. New Era Cup Series, and this is the main NOFSRL series. And I know all these guys are very excited to get this race going. And I'm looking at the guys who have had success this weekend so far, especially Gatlin Downey. He was in this race here today. But it's the Clash. It's all for bragging rights, and they're going to race a wild one here at Daytona, just like they did last night in the Melio Smooth Fest for this race victory.
There you see Gatlin Downey in the 52. He may have had a good start to the Chick-fil-A Cup Series weekend. However, though, in the New Era Cup Series practice in the Clash, 52-second time, not what he wanted one bit. So that's a tough way for Gatlin Downey to start off 2020 for him. And also, if you missed us as well yesterday, we had two different incidents in practice. First off, the Team Penske teammates Marty Johnson, Johnny Gardner got together after Gardner lost a cylinder and Johnson rear-ended him. And then in that same corner as well, Edwin Mendez got turned after Christian Vargas merged up into him. Those three drivers will start from the rear of the field today. To be in the Clash, though, you had to have a pole position last season, or you've had to be a past Daytona 500 winner or pole sitter, or even a past Busch Clash champion, or anyone who has won a race in 2020 from last season as well. So, Napa, let's start off with this. You've got 22 drivers that are in this field, and they've got a big advantage over the rest of the drivers, about 20 or 21 other drivers that are not practicing for the first time until Sunday afternoon or tomorrow afternoon when we have Daytona 500 qualifying, but not the first time they practice in the draft or a pack itself until Wednesday when we have dual practice there. How big of an advantage do these 22 drivers have going into the 500?
I honestly don't think they have that much of an advantage because this is Daytona and a lot of it is based on luck. But still, a lot of skill is needed to win in a place like this. I think a lot of these guys, they just have the experience anyway. They were successful last year, and they have this little bit of extra practice, but I don't think it's going to be that much of an advantage ahead of the guys who aren't practicing. But they're glad they have it. They're glad they can get a little bit better at it before the main event next week, and they can get a little more comfortable being in the draft here today before they head into the Daytona 500 next week.
Cars about to go on track. Let's give you the starting lineup. The lineup determined by random draw, unless you wrecked in Clash practice. Then you have to go to the back of the field. The front row, Luke Rainey in the 15, Zachary Fitzwater in the 4, the All-Star Race winner from last season. The second row, you've got Christian Vargas in the double zero, Justin Zeidel, a championship 4 contender from last year. The third row, Derek Hamill in the 32. Eric Monaco back in his number 3, starting in 6th. The fourth row, 2 drivers who switched rides from last season. CJ Williams to the 24, and Mitchell Collins into the 19. Jesse Turner, he's made the 43 famous in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, hopes to do the same. And the New Era Cup Series, his old ride from last season, is filled by John Andrews in the 17. That's row number 5. The 6th row can go from the blimp. Colin Denton back in the 34. Ethan Hoffman next to him in the 18. Hoffman, the Daytona 500 winner from season 3. The defending New Era Cup Series champion, Steve Morgan, makes up row 7 on the inside. Next to him, it's Gitlin Downey in the 52. The 8th row, 2 drivers that made the championship 4 last year. You've got Matthew Logan in the 96, Nathan Stapleton in the 42. Row 9, Cody Smart in the 10, Carter Friesen in the 37. And then the 10th row, Casey Nanico in the 51, Edwin Mendez in the number 11. And row 11, a pair of Penske teammates, Johnny Gardner in the 2 and Marty Johnson in the 12. 20 laps around the 2.5-mile tri-oval exhibition race. Winner gets bragging rights for the rest of Speedweeks. Napa, quick final thoughts before we go to green.
It's going to be a wild ride. They're not going to give any limits here today. And I think Jesse Turner's going to go to victory lane. He's made that 43 famous in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He's going to get a win in that 43 here in the New Era Cup Series here on this Saturday afternoon.
Pace car pulls in. Luke Rainey brings the field to green. The first race of the New Era Cup Series for 2020 is on. A good start by Luke Rainey. He's going to lead the first lap of the AT&T Clash. Top 4, though. Single file for right now. Here goes Williams inside, trying to challenge for the race lead. 2 by 2. Then you got 3 wide. Eric Monaco stuck in the middle and about the 10th position here.
Yeah, he got a good train of cars on the inside lane. Colin Denton did a great job of getting up there. And he's got Matthew Logan behind him. And those guys started deep in the field. They're already inside the top 5. That inside lane is much stronger with this package in the New Era Cup Series than it is in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. So you're going to want to watch on those guys work on that inside.
Matthew Logan now to the top spot with help from Cody Smart in the number 10. Cody Smart, first full-time season for him since season 3. Remember, season 5 went part-time, since season 4, part-time in season number 5 with the old biker racing team that is now defunct. But he's got a challenge for second. Here comes Casey Nanico in the 51. Rick Ware Racing, a big story for them the offseason. They made the move to the full-time competition. 3 cars this season, 2 of them in this race today. Nanico in the 51, Downey in the 52, and Neil Clifford makes his New Era Cup Series debut in the 53. And here goes Nanico inside for the lead.
Great move there out of Casey Nanico. And when you saw those guys go single file, you saw how Nanico was able to get that push right to the back bumper of Matthew Logan, and it does appear that it's relatively easy to make a move here today, so we'll have to see how that affects New Era Cup Series Speedweeks.
Nanico and now Friesen goes to second, and here comes Johnny Garner already in 4 laps, or 3 laps, which is on the board. He has made his way up to second spot, 3 wide inside on Friesen, and teammate Johnson pushing him. It's top 3 Ford Mustangs.
Yeah, these Fords are very strong over here in the New Era Cup Series. Only have 5 of them full-time over in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, but they have a much larger presence here, and it is showing right here. Marty Johnson looking to the inside of Johnny Gardner's. Nanico tries to pull away from the rest of the field. I know it's been said a lot, but you don't want to do that at a super speedway like Daytona.
He's got about a car length lead right now over Gardner and Johnson at the moment. You got Penske working together, and now you got Gibbs Toyotas.
Back in there.
Gibbs Toyotas trying to work together. Hoffman and Mendez, it's close to 4 wide, still going 3 by 3 for right now at the moment. Now Johnson pulls down low. Gardner tries to shut the door. He can't.
And Johnson's got some help there from Ethan Hoffman right behind him. You got Stapleton right there with Jesse Turner on the outside lane. A couple of Chevys trying to work that outside lane here. And it does appear that once these guys get spread out, it's a little bit difficult to make a pass here. So it's interesting to see what these guys can do if they can get around Nanico before the end of this race. Of course, we're only on lap 5. But Nanico looks really strong right now, the number 51 machine.
Here come the Gibbs teammates here, and near 4 wide. They're in the back of the pack off of turn 4 as Fitzwater gets in front of Zidell there. But the Gibbs teammates now, Hoffman and Mendez trying to work together. Meanwhile, Nanico still leads. He's got a good car for right now. Rick,
we'll see what Marty Johnson can do here in that number 12 machine, if he can hold off everyone behind him and find a way around Nanico, because we saw Nanico get that move made on Matthew Logan earlier on, but Nanico did have a little bit of help behind him. This time, Marty Johnson does not have any help. We'll have to see if he can get to the back bumper of the 51 and find a way to make a move.
Behind him, it's teammate Johnny Gardner, seeing if he can pull up from behind, get that nice toe, but he can't. He's still stuck up top. As you see Mendez take 3rd position away, and John Andrews improves to 4th now. His highest spot right now in the race.
John Andrews is going to be attempting the Daytona 500. He'll be racing in the Meliello Duel over in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, so he could be in both of these races if he can race his way in on Thursday. But right now he's not thinking about that. He's thinking about finding a way to get to this race lead, pushing the 11 to the inside. Pushing Edwin Mendez. Those two guys are going to both be in the Turkey Hill Series full-time as well, so a lot of experience in all these NOFSRL leagues being shown here today in the AT&T Clash. And there's the move.
Oh, trouble! Gardner's around! Stay with the 19, Collins! Hoffman involved as well, and our first caution out in the Clash.
That was unexpected right there. Gardner went around, and then all heck broke loose down the backstretch. Tough break for those guys involved. Matthew Logan, who was leading earlier on, a ton of damage to the front end of his race car.
Racing him back to the line. We'll give you the recap on who was involved shortly. John Andrews, meanwhile, brings them to the caution flag. 7 laps go on the board. The first caution of the Clash is out. We saw Johnny Garner the first to get turned. Zachary Fitzwater in the 4. 2 Gibbs teammates. Mitchell Collins in the 19. Ethan Hoffman in the 18 with some right side damage. See who else got in it. I think Jesse Turner, yeah, you can see some rear end damage to the 43 Camaro there. Maybe Cody Smart as well. And there's the damage to the front of Matthew Logan. Same with Colin Denton. About a 5, maybe 6 car accident here early on off of turn number 2.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happened there, but Gardner got clipped by someone, and when you're pack racing like that, it's just hard to avoid a car that goes around when you're coming at him 200 miles an hour. Tough break for Johnny Gardner, was moving up front, but he unfortunately fell back and got caught up in that one. That's just the way these kinds of races go. I mean, we saw 2 cautions on Friday night in the Meliello Smooth Fest, and it was because of 4 wide racing, and ended up ending under caution because of that. So it's just the way these things go. Even though it's a short field, they still find a way to wreck them.
Definitely Garner, the second accident he's been involved in this Speedweeks. Remember, no pit stops here. 1x the pit frequency for super speedways. And these guys will be going to the distance today. So let's get the first caution. Bring it down for you in the AT&T Clash. So, setting the scene here for you. I think Monaco just tried to get between Gardner and Fitzwater in a 4 wide situation there. Monaco up into Fitzwater and turns Gardner and Hoffman around. Mitchell Collins has a miss, but then Hoffman gets into him. And there you see the damage to Colin Denton, Matthew Logan. I think Carter Friesen got a piece of it. Derek Hamill, hello! I think Hamill just missed it.
Power of Corey LaJoy.
Oh, man. Then you see, here's the scary part here. Look at Denton going through the grass. He doesn't have any control of the car because of the rough grass. Just slows down the pack. Same with Zidell below the apron, though.
He did a good job saving it when he hit the banking, though.
Yeah, wild moment there for Denton. Let's do the speed shots first here in real time, then we'll take it to Napa's breakdown. Wow, that is just scary.
That's cool.
Seeing Jesse Turner come up in front of you.
Yeah, and you see right there, Monaco got in the Fitzwater, and Gardner had nowhere to go, and neither did Mitchell Collins, and that was the case for a lot of these drivers, but tough break. I mean, you get stuck in that 4-wide situation. We actually saw this all the way back in the Season 7 Chick-fil-A Cup Series Daytona 500 2 years ago. Very similar situation where they were 4 wide off the corner, and there's just not enough room. You get really loose off that corner, can't control the race car, get into somebody. We see it in real life a lot, too, and it works here as well in Indoor 2003. So tough break for those guys involved, but hey, get the bugs out early. Maybe they'll do good during the Daytona 500. We'll just have to see.
All right, let's start off with Mitchell Collins. It's about to have it missed right here. That's a tough break. All right, we'll go one more onboard here for you, Matthew Logan.
Yeah, he thought he had it cleared and then ran right in the Turner there. That's a tough break for him. You think you got it all down, but then right at the end, just out of nowhere, you get a massive amount of damage, and that'll probably take out Matthew Logan here today.
Let's get ready for the restart here in the AT&T Clash. And we are back here at the Daytona International Speedway for the AT&T Clash. The 5th running of the event, the first time we have run this with just one single race and not 2 different races. Underneath the first caution of the race after an accident involving Johnny Gardner, Mitchell Collins, and others. All 22 drivers still on the track, though, at the moment. But your race leader is John Andrews, 2nd, Christian Vargas. 3rd is Edwin Mendez. 4th, Casey Nanico. 5th, CJ Williams. 6th, Luke Rainey. 7th, Nathan Stapleton. 8th, Marty Johnson. 9th, Eric Monaco. And 10th is Nathan Ormond. Pace car driver to bring them back down pit road. Remember, all single file restarts for the rest of this race if we do get another caution, because we have 10 laps to go into the Geico restart zone. And John Andrews brings the field back to green. And a good restart for him. Oh, he has a car length and a half over Christian Vargas. But watch the draft here that Vargas gets for right now, because here comes Mendez in the 11. But look at them fan out in the back of the pack. Collins wants to get by, and same with Fitzy by the damaged Hoffman.
Yeah, that 18 is definitely a little bit slow, but I think guys like Mitchell Collins and Zachary Fitzwater, they don't have too much damage. They just went spinning, so they should be able to rejoin this pack and have a shot at this race victory.
Look at the lead, though, that the 17
wow.
Andrews has already put. They're 3 wide for 2nd. He's got to be careful because he does not have the draft and he's going to get too far ahead. And this pack is going to swallow him.
There's CJ Williams there in the 24. Got help from Luke Rainey. I mean, the whole pack's going to close right up on Andrews, but they can't seem to figure out who they want leading their pack, and that's slowing them down just a little bit. But here comes Williams. He's going to find a way to the back bumper of Andrews here very shortly.
Luke Rainey inside for 2nd on Williams, and behind him, it's Marty Johnson. They are about to get a nice tow here on the 17 on board with Luke Rainey. Trying everything he can to get the slingshot, but nothing, just really working out. Johnson trying to get a run down low, but 15 will get a block here. But here comes Friesen, 3 wide for 2nd, or excuse me, for 3rd. Had a piece of the accident there for a moment, and he's in the battle right now to try and win this thing. Same with Jesse Turner in the 43, who's in this pack. Remember the rear end damage he got from the accident. On board with Gatlin Downey, show you that damage. You can see that rear bumper crunched up, but it's still helping him out.
Yeah, he's right in the draft, and that's benefiting him quite a bit. I don't think he's going to have a shot at winning this race, but he's still going to probably get a top 10 finish if things go his way. And what a day it would be for Gatlin Downey if he won this thing, won the pole for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series Daytona 500. He could end up winning this race if things go his way, trying to work that inside behind Stapleton.
Remember, he was slowest in the practice session for the Clash. Had a 52-second time. I think he was just trying to test his single car qualifying out, because we've seen drivers do that before, like Jimmy Johnson has done in the early 2010s. But meanwhile, we've got a top 5 single file line with John Andrews with a car length and a half over Luke Rainey. Friesen trying to commit to the outside here. 6 laps to go at Daytona. And here comes Nathan Stapleton in the 42. He's up to 3rd.
That 42 looks really stout right now, and he might be the fastest car on the racetrack. He's pushing Rainey right there. He's going to move to the inside.
He's got no help,
Doesn't
though,
have
keep
any
in
help.
mind. But
He's going to have the inside through the corner, and that's all he's going to need to catch up to John Andrews here.
Can they catch up to John Andrews? That's the question. He's done a good job staying far ahead of the pack. Been able to keep the lead, but we come to 5 laps to go. A yellow flag now will end the Clash.
And we had a very similar incident in the Meliolo Smooth Fest where we had a caution occur on lap 17, and that ended the race 3 laps early, so you never know when we could end up with another wreck, and it could end the race.
Oh, look at the Championship 4 battle as well. These 2 drivers coming in. Steve Morgan into 4th, and a battle for the race lead. Here comes Stapleton, and here comes Luke Rainey. Will Rainey take it 3 wide? No, Stapleton will look down low.
Stapleton's got the nose.
He's got the quarter panel there for the race lead. Nathan Stapleton, 2 Camaros going to the point at Daytona.
And Stapleton wants to rebound from what happened to him earlier today in Daytona 500 qualifying. Did not get a good lap time in there, but he is definitely one heck of a driver. I can tell you that, a 2-time Napa fan champion before I joined the NOFSRL. So I would in no way be surprised if this guy got the race victory, and with this guy's going 3 wide behind him, he might be able to pull away like Andrews did.
Here comes Steve Morgan and Marty Johnson in the 13 and 12. The low line gain a push here. Gain all the momentum in the turn. Let's see what happens here down the back. Johnson trying to get a look inside from Williams. Does he have the quarter panel
Watch out
there?
for Steve Morgan. He can surprise us right at the last second. I mean, remember what happened in the championship race last year?
Oh, boy.
Right at the end, Zidell had to come down the pit lane. He took it away. He wasn't even in contention until the end of that race, and he's got a good race car now. It's not torn up like it was a couple months ago, so watch out for Morgan on Stapleton here. 3 laps to go.
Top 4, soon to be top 5. All Camaro. Stapleton trying to lead a single file line with Morgan right behind him and Williams in 3rd. Williams tried to peek down low. He could not.
They're going to be content to stay right behind each other here. I think that's the best way, the best chance you have at winning this race with 3 laps to go.
Morgan's looking.
There goes Morgan. He had too much momentum off the corner to not make that move. He's got help from Vargas behind him.
The battle for the lead between 2 drivers that were in the championship for last season. Oh, Stapleton almost blocked. That was risky there, but I don't blame him for trying to do that.
Here comes the 51 machine. Watch out there for Casey Nanico as well.
2 laps to go. Morgan stuck in the middle.
Oh, look at that push from the outside.
Wow, Stapleton. Help.
They had, Morgan, Vargas stopped helping him. And that outside lane was all formed up, and Stapleton went right around. Williams is also going to clear down to the inside for 2nd.
The high side as well. They had all that banking, this momentum, which we saw a lot in Daytona 500 qualifying for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And now Stapleton retains the race lead. Williams 2nd. That's a very costly error there, especially for Steve Morgan. Look at how much he's fallen back out of the pack.
No one helped him. No one wanted to help him. They just all left him out to dry, and he's not going to win this race because of that. White flag in the air.
Coming to the line will be 2.5 miles to go, and Vargas looking inside on C.J. Williams, but out in front, Nathan Stapleton. What a lead he's got. But he's got to be careful.
Sealed it right there. They're not going to find a way around him with the way they're going side by side. He's a single file. And it seems that with this package, you guys have a little bit of a higher downforce package here in the New Era Cup Series. You just can't go side by side and expect to close in on the guy ahead of you. And we'll have to see. Vargas is single file now with Cody Smart, but I think Stapleton's got this in the bag.
Smart's trying to peek to the inside here. Here comes John Andrews as well in the 17, looking for third here. One last chance maybe for Christian Vargas. I don't think he's going to do that, but he's trying to get up to that back bumper. He's got a nice toe, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Coming off of turn number 4, Nathan Stapleton kicks off his Speedweeks right and wins the AT&T Clash. Vargas second. Vargas second, Andrews third, Cody Smart fourth, CJ Williams finishes fifth, and how about Jesse Turner with a damaged race car in the top 10?
Great job for all those guys. Turner had a better finish today than he did last night. But how about Nathan Stapleton? I was seeing him move through the field there in that last green flag run, and it's no surprise to see him get that race victory. Good job, buddy. Nathan Stapleton, your winner here in the AT&T Clash.
Let's go back and take you to the move of the race where he was able to retain the race lead in the final laps of this one. Alright, so watch this. Morgan's got, right here, Steve Morgan should take the race lead from Nathan Stapleton. But watch this off of turn number 4. First off, Nathan Stapleton will get a huge run on the top side here with the banking. I don't know what was going on with that low line there, Napa. It's like Morgan.
I think something might have happened to Steve Morgan.
Yeah.
Because he just slowed down. He had the help. I mean, it all just bunched up behind him. And Stapleton did not have Williams behind him near as close as Vargas did on Morgan. And because of that, I would almost imagine that Morgan had a problem.
Let's take a look at the onboard on Steve Morgan, see, and look at his telemetry as well. So we got the visor cam on Steve Morgan as well, so watch his gauges as well. You see the RPMs hitting 7,004. You know, I don't see any changes to the gauges, but did you see any change to the speed? Now he's losing speed as well off of the corner, which is very odd.
at that point, he had lost the draft. He lost the help behind him, but like I said, you can tell he lost speed to the outside lane, even though he had help. So that might have been why everyone went around him, because he just wasn't going fast enough.
Exactly. So there are your official results. Nathan Stapleton winning by 0.08 of a second over Christian Vargas. John Andrews finishes third. Cody Smart fourth. CJ Williams fifth. Edwin Mendez sixth. Luke Rainey seventh. Carter Friesen eighth. Casey Nanico ninth. And Jesse Turner finishes in 10th. You had 13 drivers in that pack trying to win the race. And as well, I do want to give credit as well with how many laps this race was run on, because we would have probably been about 1 or 2 laps away from catching up to Colin Denton. Look at the gap there.
Yeah, they almost got into the 34 there, but thankfully they didn't. Everyone actually finished on the lead lap. I thought that wreck would take some guys out.
Yeah.
But thankfully it didn't. And we had a nice race here. I think this was a little bit better than the Miliolo Smooth Fest, and that says a lot. But still, congratulations to Nathan Stapleton. Great win to start off the season, and I watch out for Stapleton in both the New Era Cup Series and the Chick-fil-A Cup Series this year. I think he's going to be strong all across the board here in the NOFSRL.
Absolutely. Should be fun. Looking forward to how he does in the 42 once again this season. So, tomorrow afternoon, we have qualifying 2 laps each for the Daytona 500 in the New Era Cup Series. And that should be a fun one to determine who gets the front row in the 6th running of the Great American Race. Napa, what's coming up as well on your channel during Speedweeks, the next thing?
Well, the next thing for the Napa Fan Series is going to be on Wednesday. We're going to qualify for the Turkey Hill Series. That's going to be over on the NOFSRL channel. Next race we have is the Meliello Duel Thursday night, which sets up the starting lineup for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Actually, after your duel, then we have the Turkey Hill Series race on Friday and the Daytona 500 next Saturday in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And all the races can be seen over on my channel, Napa Fan. So I hope you guys check it out. Of course, hope you guys continue to check out Marty Zakela. And he's got a lot of great stuff coming up as well. And we're also using the NOFSRL channel, so go ahead and check that out. That's where you can see all the practice sessions, the qualifying sessions for later on in the season. Great place to hang out and be the overall central hub of the NOFSRL. So, yeah, we got a lot going on, and we're just getting started.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a fun day of the AT&T Clash, as well as Napa's Daytona 500 qualifying. That's going to do it for us today. at the Daytona International Speedway. On behalf of Napa fan, I'm Marty Sakala. You've been watching the NOFSRL New Era Cup Series AT&T Clash as a part of NOFSRL Speedweeks presented by Mellow Yellow. Congratulations to Nathan Stapleton on winning today's race. We'll see you guys tomorrow. So long from Daytona Beach.